On a momentous day in American history, Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, marking his return to power amid a tumultuous political landscape. With a bold promise to end what he describes as America's decline, Trump has vowed to completely and totally reverse the policies implemented during the administration of his predecessor, Joe Biden. This return to the Oval Office is not merely a personal victory for Trump. It represents a significant shift in the direction of U.S. governance, with far-reaching implications for domestic and foreign policy. The road to re-election. Trump's journey back to the presidency was anything but conventional. Over the past 4 years, he faced numerous challenges, including 2 impeachments and multiple criminal indictments. These obstacles, combined with a pair of assassination attempts, would have overwhelmed many politicians. However, Trump's resilience and ability to galvanize his base played a crucial role in his re-election. His supporters remained steadfast, rallying around his message of nationalism, economic revitalization, and a return to traditional American values. Navigating impeachments and legal challenges. The fact that Trump successfully navigated through the impeachment process twice is a testament to his political acumen. The first impeachment, centered around allegations of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress related to his dealings with Ukraine, failed to result in his removal from office. The second impeachment, which occurred after the January 6th Capitol riots, also did not lead to his ousting. These events only served to solidify his base, who viewed the impeachment efforts as politically motivated attacks. In addition to impeachment, Trump faced a series of criminal indictments. Despite these legal challenges, he continued to maintain a strong presence in American politics, capitalizing on public sentiment that favored his brand of populism. His ability to remain a formidable contender, despite the odds stacked against him, illustrates a unique aspect of his political persona that resonates with a significant portion of the electorate. A swift action plan. As Trump took the oath of office, he was poised to act quickly and decisively. His administration had already prepared a series of executive orders intended to reshape the political landscape almost immediately. The speed and assertiveness of these actions reflect Trump's commitment to his agenda and his desire to demonstrate that he is in charge from day one. Prioritizing border security. One of the cornerstone issues of Trump's campaign has always been border security. In his first series of executive orders, he aimed to clamp down on illegal border crossings, a promise that resonated deeply with his supporters. The measures proposed include increasing funding for border enforcement, enhancing surveillance technologies, and expanding physical barriers along the U.S.-Mexico border. The implications of these actions are profound. Trump's approach to immigration has historically focused on strict enforcement and the reduction of illegal immigration, which he argues is necessary for national security and economic stability. By prioritizing these measures, Trump aims to fulfill a key promise that energized his base during the campaign: expanding fossil fuel development. Another significant aspect of Trump's agenda is the commitment to fossil fuel development. His administration planned to roll back regulations that limit oil and gas exploration, particularly in federal lands. This shift is rooted in Trump's belief that expanding fossil fuel production will create jobs, reduce energy costs, and enhance America's energy independence. The push for increased fossil fuel development has sparked considerable debate. Proponents argue that it can stimulate economic growth and contribute to national security by reducing reliance on foreign energy sources. Critics, however, raise concerns about environmental impacts and the need for a transition to renewable energy sources. The actions taken in the early days of Trump's presidency will likely set the tone for the ongoing debate regarding energy policy in the United States. Reversing Biden's legacy. With Trump back in the White House, one of his primary objectives is to unravel the Democratic agenda established during Joe Biden's presidency. This includes a broad range of policies aimed at addressing climate change, promoting diversity and inclusion, and expanding social programs. Ending diversity and inclusion programs. One of the most controversial aspects of Trump's agenda involves the elimination of diversity and inclusion programs across the federal government. His administration has expressed a commitment to ending what they describe as political correctness and woke policies that they argue undermine meritocracy and traditional values. The implications of this move are significant. Critics contend that dismantling these programs could lead to a regression in diversity efforts, particularly in federal hiring and contracting. Supporters, on the other hand, argue that these programs have often led to reverse discrimination and that a focus on merit-based assessments should take precedence. The broader political landscape. Trump's inauguration marks a pivotal moment in American politics, with potential ramifications for various sectors of society. The stark contrast between his administration and the previous one underscores the deep divisions within the country. Partisan polarization. The polarization of American politics has reached unprecedented levels, with Trump's presidency serving as a flashpoint for these tensions. The political landscape is now characterized by two distinct visions for the future of the country. One that emphasizes nationalism, traditional values, and a strong executive, and another that advocates for inclusivity, social justice, and global cooperation. The role of Congress. As Trump embarks on his new term, the role of Congress will be pivotal in shaping the effectiveness of his agenda. While he may have the ability to enact policies through executive orders, legislative approval will be essential for more comprehensive reforms. The makeup of Congress, which may be divided between parties, will influence the extent to which Trump can achieve his goals. Public reaction and protests. Inauguration Day is often met with a mix of celebration and protest, and Trump's return to power is no exception. His presidency has galvanized opposition movements that advocate for social justice, climate action, and human rights. Grassroots movements. Grassroots organizations and activists are mobilizing to counter Trump's policies, particularly in areas related to immigration and civil rights. These movements are likely to escalate in response to the actions taken by the Trump administration in the early days of his presidency. Protests, rallies, and advocacy campaigns are expected to become a common feature of the political landscape as citizens voice their concerns and demand accountability. The international implications. Trump's return to the presidency also raises questions about the United States' role on the global stage. His America First approach has historically been met with skepticism by many international leaders, and his policies may lead to shifts in diplomatic relations. Foreign relations and trade. The potential for a more isolationist U.S. foreign policy under Trump could have significant implications for trade agreements and international collaboration. His administration may prioritize bilateral agreements over multilateral ones, which could alter the dynamics of global trade. Countries that rely on stable relations with the U.S. will need to adapt to the changing landscape and consider how to engage with an administration that may prioritize its interests over cooperative partnerships. Conclusion. A new chapter in American politics. Donald Trump's inauguration as the 47th President of the United States signals the beginning of a new chapter in American politics. With a clear agenda focused on reversing the policies of the Biden administration, Trump is positioning himself to implement sweeping changes across various sectors. As he navigates the complexities of governance, the implications of his actions will be felt not just domestically, but also internationally. The challenges he faces, ranging from partisan polarization to public dissent, will test his leadership and the resilience of the political system. The coming months will determine how effectively Trump can translate his promises into action, and how the American public will respond to his presidency. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the nation stands at a crossroads, grappling with questions of identity, values, and the future direction of the country. The actions taken in the early days of Trump's presidency will undoubtedly shape the discourse in American politics for years to come.